Good day again. This is Guido Oerlemans, your lecturer for research methods, at least for the HPM part. In the previous video lecture, I showed you how to conduct a confirmatory factor analysis with these three latent factors for social support, and I want to show you now in the second video lecture how to make a second order CFA. And we will use the first order CFA you see here. So a second order CFA actually proposes that there is one latent factor, which is in turn identified by at least two or more other latent factors, and then in turn those first order latent factors are associated with observed variables, right? So what I will do now is to draw the second order factor. So we finished here, and now we're going to introduce a second order factor. So here we go, here we go, here we go. So we draw an extra latent indicator, preferably in the center. And this second order latent factor is indicated by three first order latent factors. And let's use the magic stick. So why do you want to do that actually? It depends a lot on what your theoretical model would be. In this case, you are proposing that there is one overall second order factor, which I would say from a theoretical perspective could be named social support or overall social support. Maybe I'm not interested in all these individual indicators. I'm interested in the overall level of social support as received from these three indicators and the overall impact of social support on some outcome variable, some endogenous variable. So, and I have some trouble, yeah. So we can double click on the circle and we name this support, right? The first thing you need to do is, just like in the first order confirmatory factor analysis, you have to double click on the arrow here, and in parameters you have to constrain one of the paths to be equal to 0 in order to be able to estimate the other two factors. So that is very similar to what you see here. The other thing you need to do is now, just as you introduce an error term here in the observed variable, you introduce an error term in each of the latent variables, the first order latent variables. Let's see what looks nice. Let's do it like this. So actually you say that support is predicted by social support from colleagues, instrumental support from colleagues, and team leader social support. And these error terms, again, need to be named. So we will have residual 1. Residual 2. Residual 2. And finally, residual 3 or 3. And that's it. So let's move this a bit on the low side. Now you can run the analysis again. Let's do that. So what do we see? Well, first of all, we can look at the loadings, the factor loadings again. So you see, okay, just as expected, because they had also a significant covariation, right? So you see that the loadings are okay. They're not very high, but you can see that the factor loadings are above 0.5. And also, if you look at the model fit, you see that the chi-square remains significant, and preferably you want the p-value to be not significant, so above 0.05. But this is a big data set, so and the chi-square is sensitive to sample size. But looking at the GFI, CFI, and RMSEA, you see GFI and CFI are both above 0.90, and the RMSEA is just below 0.08. So based on those criteria, you would say, okay, we can indeed model a theoretical construct named overall support, which consists out of 3 other latent first-order latent factors, as indicated by 12 observed variables. So that's it. And that's it.